Hello, this is Dark Knight Apologetics, and I'm your host, Jeremy Knight. Now stick around for a good show, and don't forget to like the video. This is my video on prayer versus modern medicine. And in this video, we are going to be talking about prayer and modern medicine together, and why they are not opposed to each other, but can be used to supplement each other, to support each other. You can have both prayer and medicine. So please, watch this video all the way through. It'll be a good video. And this will be the main verse for this video. 1 Thessalonians 5:17. Keep on praying. So, stay tuned. Okay, this is a false dilemma that I've heard set up by atheists against Christianity. Now, I don't want to offend any of the atheists that might be subscribed to me, but this is something I've always wanted to talk about, and I thought that since it's the new year, it'd be a good time to talk about this. The false dilemma is prayer versus modern medicine, sometimes just called prayer versus medicine. It's set up like this. You have a person that's suffering from a terminal illness, and he's asked, would you rather have medicine to heal you, or just prayer alone? Now, to me, this seems like a false dilemma because this is not how prayer works. Most Christians will combine prayer with medicine. They won't do one or the other. They do both at the same time. And none of the atheists have given a reasonable, logical reason for why you can't have both at the same time. In fact, the Bible has several different verses in it referring to having both prayer and medicine. Well, the medicine of their time anyways, which was mostly herbs and alcohol. But anyways, the medicine of our time is much better than that, but it's still okay to have both prayer and medicine. Prayer and medicine can work together. You don't have to have them separate. And it's really shouldn't be expected to have them separated. So it doesn't make sense to separate them. This is a false dilemma. And a lot of the atheists that bring up this false dilemma will try to claim that it's not a false dilemma. But don't let them fool you. It is indeed a false dilemma. Okay? Well, anyways, I think there's a few other things, but yeah, this is a false dilemma, okay? It has never been thoroughly explained why you would have to separate the two. It's not explained. There's never a good explanation given for why prayer and medicine would have to be separated. There doesn't seem to be a good explanation for why the two would have to be separated. And especially since terms like medical miracle and unexplained recovery are still used in medicine, it doesn't make sense as to why the prayer would not work. So, yeah, prayer does work. And it works better when combined with medicine. So, yeah. Okay? Okay, before we get into reading this verse, I want to talk about a few things. What I want to say is, I do not wish to offend any of the atheists that might be subscribed to my channel. And this is something I've been wanting to talk about for a while. This particular false dilemma and misconception that atheists hold, that they seem to think that prayer and medicine have to be separated from each other. They don't. You can have both. You can have both prayer and medicine. The two do not have to be separated from each other. It is perfectly okay to pray and take medicine. It is perfectly okay to pray and go to the doctor. You can have both. These two things are not mutually exclusive, and they should not be treated as such. Prayer and medicine are not mutually exclusive. You can have both. And this particular false dilemma affects me more now than it ever did before, because now I have a valued family member in the hospital, and she can't leave because she's bedridden and on a feeding tube. But we do know one thing: it's not COVID. We don't know what's wrong with her, but we know it isn't COVID. But if you want to know more, you can join my Discord server. I've talked about her on there. I'm not going to tell you who she is here, or how she's related to me, but if you want to know more, you can join my Discord server. Link will be in the description. Anyways, Matthew 7:7. Keep on asking, and you will be given what you ask for. Keep on looking, and you will find. Keep on knocking, and the door will be opened. For everyone who asks receives, for everyone who seeks finds, and the door is open to everyone who knocks. You parents, if your children ask for a loaf of bread, do you give them a stone instead? Or if they ask for a fish, do you give them a snake? Of course not. If you sinful people know how to give good gifts to your children, how much more will your heavenly Father give good gifts to those who ask him? So, basically that's saying keep on praying. Christians are supposed to pray. That's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to pray. And this is saying we can ask for anything. So, of course I can ask for God to send me a doctor that can heal me, or ask for medicine that can heal me. Of course I can ask for those things. Prayer and medicine are not mutually exclusive. This is a false dilemma. Stop acting like they are mutually exclusive. They are not. Okay? I mean, why wouldn't God be able to work through medicine or work through the doctors? I mean, it makes perfect sense that God could totally work through the medicine. I mean, just because science can explain it doesn't mean it isn't a miracle. In fact, that's how the hypernatural process works. It's basically extraordinary coincidences. A hypernatural miracle is defined as so many different situations that are explainable colliding together in such a way that it doesn't make logical sense for them to have all occurred at once. It's basically uh, coincidence is basically the best word for it, but it's not really a coincidence. It, it it's just it's hard to explain what hypernatural means. But you have a supernatural miracle, then you have a hypernatural miracle. It's kind of hard to explain. But anyways, it makes sense when you think about it. In fact, a lot of the miracles recorded in the Bible were actually hypernatural miracles, not supernatural miracles. I mean, there are supernatural miracles recorded in the Bible, like the walking on water, the turning water into wine, that type of stuff. But the things like the plagues of Egypt, those were hypernatural. Anyways, these type of miracles still happen to this day. There's also mundane miracles, but those happen all the time, like childbirth or a rainbow. Of course, those happen all the time. Just because it's explainable by science doesn't mean it isn't a miracle. Okay? And here's that dark humor that I promised you. This somewhat dark joke that I promised you. So a man was stranded on the roof of his house in a flood, and he was praying to God to be rescued from this flood. So a rowboat came up to the stranded man, who and the rowboat captain screamed out to the stranded man, "Get in my boat, I can save you." The stranded man said back to the boat captain, "No, for I have faith in my God that he will save me, and I will continue praying." So the rowboat captain rowed on. And then later, as the stranded man continued to pray, a motorboat came up to the stranded man and yelled out to the stranded man and said, "Get in my boat, I can save you." The stranded man said to the boat captain, "No, for I have faith in my God that he will save me, and I will continue praying." The boat captain in the motorboat went on, and the stranded man continued to pray. Later, as the stranded man continued to pray, a helicopter flew over the stranded man's house, threw down a ladder, and the pilot screamed down to the stranded man, "Grab the ladder and climb up. I can save you." Once again the stranded man said again, "No, for I have faith that my God can save me, and I will continue praying." The pilot reluctantly flew on. The waters rose up, and the stranded man drowned and died. Then the man finally got to meet God, and in heaven, the man asked God, "Why did you not save me? I prayed for you to save me. Why did you not save me?" God replied back to the man, "I sent you a rowboat. I sent you a motorboat. I sent you a helicopter. What more did you expect?" So, that joke, in my opinion, illustrates quite well that God does work through situations. And I think that makes my point clear. This joke is kind of like a modern parable, in my opinion. But I think it makes my point clear, okay? Yes, of course, I will be praying for my valued family member that's in the hospital. And yes, of course, I will be praying for myself and for other people in my family. I will always be praying. And this brings me to Luke 18:1. One day Jesus told his disciples a story to illustrate their need for constant prayer and to show them that they must never give up. I'm not going to continue reading on in that verse because I think that one verse sums it up pretty well. We're supposed to be constantly praying, always praying, as some other translations read. Now, if you want to read the other verses, you can. I'm not going to stop you, but the story is basically about a judge and a woman that's trying to get her case heard. The judge eventually does hear her case, but it's a pretty good story that demonstrates faith very well. Anyways, I will be praying for my valued family member. And I hope you liked this video. Okay? Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and ring the bell. And also, don't forget to follow me on Twitter and join my Discord. Links to Twitter and Discord will be in the description. This is the Dark Knight Apologist, and I just wanted to say, see you next time.